Hey rollers, today I'm taking on my training partner Brandon. As you'll see, Brandon is better than me at the stand-up game, and his speed, power, and endurance are a constant problem. I tried to dazzle him with some fancy hand gestures so I could do a slow motion lunge for an ankle pick. He easily stepped away from that, and we locked up again. I tried to play with his balance by pulling him forward, but he stood firm and disengaged. We both like to work for wrist control, so we had a quick hand fight battle. He noticed that I was fully distracted, so he scooped up a single leg. I used my underhook to turn and then stomp my leg down. He spun to my back and tried to drag me down, but I saw the potential knee bar, so I sat on his face, sorry Brandon, and tried to extend his leg. I didn't have the right angle, so I pushed his foot across so I could start attacking from 50-50. He protected his heel by controlling my hands and then crossed his right foot on top. If you're wondering why I'm gripping the back of his head, it's because I know that my own heel is exposed and I want to prevent him from catching me while I wait for my own opening. I recognized the chance to spin to top position, and then I tried to cross his legs and apply pressure to his Achilles tendon. What is this called, by the way? Please tell me in the comments. I couldn't apply the same pressure on this lock as I can from the saddle, so I let it go and looked for options. Admittedly, my attack menu from 50-50 is pretty limited. Brandon kicked free, but I had developed a taste for leg locks, so I did a quick back step into saddle and started hunting for a heel hook. This is a much more comfortable position for me, as my own feet are hidden from attacks. I needed to free my left arm so I could work on the heel hook, so I kept changing position until I could extend out of his reach. I eventually managed this, and then I worked my forearm under his heel. I had a strong angle, so it was difficult for him to defend with his free foot. You can tell from my reaction that taps are not easy to get from Brandon. We returned to our feet and started hand fighting again and looking for collar ties. Brandon got my right arm out of position and used that to circle to my back. I quickly switched to a Kimura grip on his right arm, and he answered by hoisting me up and taking me down. I couldn't get enough control of his lower body to make the Kimura effective, but it worked great to maintain strong position and set up a slick back take. I didn't want to get shaken off, so I forced my left arm in and controlled his wrist. This allowed me to tip him over into standard back control. He wouldn't let me get a seatbelt grip, so I pursued a bad idea. I sunk in a deep hook on his right leg, and I considered a twister setup, but he turned into me before I got anything going. Not the best move, I realize. I had his back, and now I was in bottom half guard. Notice how I'm looking at the clock right here. This is a bad sign. It means that I'm wearing out fast and wondering how much time I have to continue in this battle. Brandon buried his left arm to avoid the Kimura threat. I was looking for a chance to stall out and catch my breath, but he wasn't nice enough to stay still. He was inching up and kebabing my legs. He used his head to help break the Kimura lock and stepped out to side control. I shrimped hard and tried to get to my knees, but he stepped over again and ended up in my half guard, this time with strong head control. I wormed backwards and looked for an opportunity to make space for my right knee. I eventually had enough space to back my hips out and poke my knee through. Brandon was ready for this though, and immediately worked to pass again. He stuffed my knee, then dealt with my hook easily, crossing to the other side and landing in a strong side control position. My lazy legs allowed him to immediately jump to full mount. I realized how much position I had given up, so I found my inner beast, turned to my side, and tunneled out by digging both arms under his right leg. He gave me space to stand up just as a merciful buzzer sounded. When I was a white belt, one fast-paced match would leave me out of breath and completely exhausted. Over the years, I've found a pace that I can maintain for several matches as long as I regulate my explosive movements and stay aware of my energy levels. This means taking quick breathers when it's safe, but definitely not when I'm losing position or getting crushed. I love this training role because we scrambled through a bunch of different positions. It also reminded me to keep a closer eye on the old gas tank. If you enjoy my videos, please consider liking and subscribing. I'd also like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching.